welcome to Holly Alston Rock. Apologies, I'm having to narrate this because the wind completely ruined the audio recording. I was quite shocked that I was approached by the National Trust to pay £5 just to go in to have a look at the rock. This wasn't the case last year, so enjoy, guys.
Sometimes oh, maybe Monday actually. Are you going to be here on Monday?
Yeah, I think we'll pop up for the barbie.
Oh yeah, it's the barbie on Monday.
Oh, yeah. Hello. Yeah, so we'll pop up and say hello to everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, apologies for the wind noise. It's a bit windy up here. Yeah, I'll have to put some links in the description of how this place used to look before they rebuilt it. But we used to abseil down there. It looks like an old chimney. In that place. Let's go look at the view.
Part of the Rockhouse grounds now.
I thought you had to pay to just go in the cave.
No, we've changed it so that when we have the staff and facilities, we do it for the whole grounds now because the whole place is Rockhouses.
So you have to pay how much?
And the entry fee is a £5.
A £5?
Or if you're a member, it's free, of course.
Oh my god. I mean, this place, I've been coming here since I was a little kid.
Yeah.
It's an abandoned, used to be an abandoned rock house.
Yeah.
I think this is the only one which has been renovated by the National Trust. But I think
it is the only one we have.
I thought it was okay, you know, the renovated caves to charge to go into there.
Well, because we maintain this whole thing, I mean, this also costs a lot to upkeep, even the bits that look like they're falling down. We spend an awful lot of money making sure they don't. So it's all within the grounds, and obviously.
Okay, so it looks like we're going to have to go over to Samson's cave, then, guys, which is just over the Enville estate. Because we're not going to pay the National Untrust, are we? So let's go.
If you appreciate the renovations we do and the edge, you can always join as a member.
Well, no, actually, I don't. I just think a lot of the work that you do is counterproductive to wildlife on the edge.
The heathland management?
Basically, lawn cutting on the hill fort.
Oh, that was to secure.
Basically, that would have killed all the slow worms would have been killed and chopped up. All the adders. That
Very good to keep the scrub down.
Yes, but not with a lawnmower, it isn't.
We don't lawnmower it.
And also the barbed wire fencing.
Yeah,
around
for the cattle.
there. That's horrendous.
That's to keep the cattle into graze.
When I come over the edge, basically I want to get away from barbed wire. And
if you want to enjoy heathland, you have to have cows on there grazing it, otherwise have a chopping all these trees down.
It doesn't seem to have that kind of long wind, which is completely...
Also grazed.
Yeah, sheep.
Yeah, we have cows instead because we have so many dogs that we wouldn't be able to keep sheep. Too many of them get worried, and actually cattle is better for the land that we have here than sheep. They graze in a very different way.
I just wish the National Trust would leave it alone, basically.
If we left it alone, it would be a great big woodland. There would be
and
no
that would
heath.
be fantastic.
Heath is disappearing faster than rainforest. There'd be no hill fort. Rock houses would fall down. So we're just doing our best to look after what we've got.
But that's just my personal opinion
Sorry,
on
you
the
disagree.
place.
Would you like to meet our ranger?
No, it's okay. But
he does many guided walks, and he's happy to meet individuals who aren't happy with the work we do and try and explain.
No, it's okay. Oh my god.
Hiya.
Hi guys.
Good morning. Have you been before?
Yeah, I live here, yeah.
Oh, right, okay. Are you a National Trust member?
No.
No?
No.
Right, okay. It's £5 for the main site here.
How long has that been in place? Because it just used to be you'd pay just to go into the museum part.
Yeah, it started this year basically because the site's growing year on year. They're now moving us more in line with other National Trust, well, the majority of National Trust sites, where the inner core of the site, which includes tea rooms, the gardens, the rock houses themselves, that's all a paid boundary. And then the edge itself we've left obviously as a free entrance, because obviously people go up there walking.
Yeah, I
with
mean,
their
the
dogs
edge
or-
was donated by a family in 1917
Well, and here.
for the common people of this land.
Yeah, and here was donated.
Yeah,
the,
yeah.
rock, I mean, the lower level of the rock houses. It was Charles Lee and his family that donated the lower level
That's
of the rock
it, yeah.
houses in 1917. And I mean, obviously, it's been several donations or purchases from there that's included all of this, but
Yeah.
it was this lower level here that was
Yeah.
also donated 1917.
That's unfortunate, because you could just basically have a little stroll around and you didn't have to pay, you know, because
Yeah, I mean, there's various different reasonings behind it. For example, the tea rooms themselves, you know, which were obviously not included in the pay boundary before. I mean, they are themselves rock houses, you know, so to include them makes partial sense because of that.
Okay. So are the National Trust going to extend over to Samson's Cave and to Vales Rock and to Crow's Rock and to Nanny's Rock?
In terms of
to
which?
Dunsley Rock, into monetising?
In terms of like a paid boundary for it?
Yeah,
No, there is no intention for. I mean, as far as I'm aware, you know, there is no intention of that
okay.
at the moment.
I guess it'll depend on whether they have to invest a lot of money in the long.
I just wish, I mean, I know they're preserving them for prosperity, for the future, but you know, I feel that people are on low incomes and things, and you know, it was always a good day out,
Yeah.
you know, which didn't cost you
I mean,
anything.
it's a case of. I mean, any other National Trust site you go, say if you went to, say, Attingham Park, isn't it? I mean, this is just a first example off my top of my head, because obviously that's my neck of the woods, I live over that direction. If you went to Attingham Park, you'd park on the car park. As soon as you leave there, you're in the Visitor Welcome Centre. And if you weren't a National Trust member, you pay there for entry before you get into the courtyard where the cafe, the shop, all of that stuff is. You know, you wouldn't pass beyond that area without paying, so you wouldn't access anything, you know, the grounds, the house, the shop, the tea rooms,
it's
all
similar
of that area.
to English Heritage that are in Whitley Court.
I don't know, I'm not a member of English Heritage, so I wouldn't know. I've never visited any of their sites, but I just know that, you know, because we're a growing site year on year, they're now moving us more in line with the other sites as well. And it is a trial this year, as far as I'm aware. I think if it's a case of by the end of the year it's not working out, and lots, you know, our visitor numbers are dropping massively because of it.
Sure, yeah.
It will move back. We're not going to, you know,
absolutely.
you know, cut people out and just.
You're not going to
say,
fence
well,
off the whole of the edge and charge.
No, oh
people
God,
to-
no,
Still
no, no,
plenty
no,
of walking
no,
to do.
absolutely.
And if,
The
you know,
total
Yeah.
intention is the edge isn't, because we have, obviously we're a unique site in the way that we're not just a property, we're not just an outdoor site, we are a mix of both.
Yeah. Okay.
And therefore, I mean, this, as far as I'm aware, I am not the boss of this whole area, and I don't run the South Shropshire portfolio.
Sure, yeah.
But as far as I am aware, there is absolutely no intention for that outdoors area to ever be a paid boundary. As far as I'm aware, and as for everything that I have been told, the inner core of the site, which involves the tea rooms, the orchard, the gardens, the rock houses,
And the museum section.
well, that's the rock houses.
Yeah.
That will be a paid boundary, as same as other National Trust sites that have a property. The edge, which is classed as more of an outdoor site, will be free entry, free access to the public.
Okay. But
24/7.
are the National Trust aware that there are other rock houses scattered across Kinver that are in need of repair and need of protection, basically?
Nice picture.
As in that belong to the National Trust.
There's Vales Rock, Crow's Rock,
Oh,
Nanny's
the
Rock.
ones up on the edge.
Yeah.
Well, it's a case of we're not intending on restoring all rock houses, as far as I'm aware. Again, these are things that I couldn't answer accurately.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm guessing that, I mean, the purpose of this was that this was the main site of the rock houses on
Holly
the edge.
Austin
This
Rock.
is where, when it was at its peak, this is where the majority of people. Yes, there are odd ones. Same as
There's
if you go to.
there's a larger community over Drakelow. I don't think it's National Trust.
No,
it's
not.
on the Drakelow
I mean, it's like if you go to
site.
Bewdley, if you go to Bridge North, that's where I live.
Yeah.
You know, there were rock, you know, cave houses in all of those because they were all sandstone. It was very easy to work. It's where they did make houses. Even now, there are houses which are embedded into the rock in Bridge North.
because they're basically
the main area of the Kinver Edge rock houses, the Holy Austin Rock, was here. This is where we had 11 houses, and you had up to 46 people living here at its peak. So
it's strange because in Victorian times they were very much looked down upon for living in rock houses, and I think they were.
Some were, not all. I mean, there were some very, some of the people who lived up here were perfectly noticeable peoples of society. Like you had the postman, which sounds nowadays like, it's just a postman, but back then a postman was a very, noticeable person in
life
society because
expectancy
he had to
was-
learn how to read, write, everything. There was a member of a worker for the gasworks who did all gas installations for all of these houses himself. So there were
Up until like the 1940s, was it?
well, they lived in until 1963.
Yeah, this particular site.
And this was the main site of the rock houses on Kinver Edge. This is where the majority of the families lived.
Yep.
There are odd ones around the place, but I don't think, as far as I'm aware, they have intentions of restoring those. I think because of where the visitors come in as the attraction.
Yeah, sure, with the
it's
road.
the main section.
It's
which
the main car park as well,
is where
isn't
we
it? The
have
sandy,
the history of it.
sandy car park.
But
Okay.
that's what that's as far as I'm aware.
Okay. Well, I didn't bring my wallet out with me today, so I didn't expect, just out of respect. But at least I know where I stand now. Thank you for talking to me.
One question I do have to ask:
Yeah.
how come we're being videoed?
Oh, this is just for my YouTube channel.
Right.
Basically, I've got quite a follower base on YouTube, and I'll just make videos of local cave systems around Kinver.
Right. Okay.
And,
Do you possess a form of personal consent that we can sign?
personal consent? No.
Yeah, to video people, obviously, in a basis of publication of their, especially in a workplace.
Okay.
You can't just video someone and publicise them over the internet. That would actually be illegal.
Would it?
Yes.
What law would that be under?
That would be under the, putting someone, I mean, not an organisation, but in terms of, I might not want to be publicised over the internet.
What law would that be breaking?
It's the fact of publication of someone's personal rights.
No,
Same as if I want to photograph somebody when I'm at
in a
work.
public space.
Say, for example, if I'm at work,
So I'm in a public
I want to
space now? Is this a public space?
it's well,
Is this a public space?
it's National Trust owned, isn't it?
Because there's no expectation to privacy in a public space.
Helen,
Hiya, we've already spoken.
I was
What's
going
the
to
question now?
I was just wondering if there's any requirements for permission slips for being publicised on the internet.
No, people are very welcome
For
to take
YouTube.
photos of us.
There's no
Okay.
expectation
I just
to
was just
privacy in
wondering
a
whether it
public
was required,
space.
because I know it's something that, when I've done photography on site or around, I had to fill in,
Yeah, sure.
personal
I can
permission
understand.
No,
slips.
that's because if we're using it for marketing purposes, then obviously we need permission from the people that we can put it on a poster. If you as a member of the public want to take a picture of me, that's fine.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
I'm obviously here working as staff. So.
I mean, I film public spaces all the time, and I get questioned all the time about it, and I know fully.
Yeah, that's
know,
all it was. I was just wondering whether it was
that,
something that was required, because obviously I would want to fill it in, but
Yeah, sure.
if it's not, that's fine.
Okay.
But
Thanks for talking on camera,
No,
and
it's fine.
I'm sure my viewers will be quite interested to listen to the conversation. Okay. Have a good day.
Yep.